This is Eyewitness News at 5.
A major road project coming to a close. Traveling through the heart of Evansville now easier than ever. Good evening, I'm Tina Stein. Brad is off tonight. We'll bring you up to speed on the opening of the Cloverleaf in just a few minutes. But first, an update to a story we've been following since last night. Gunfire at Eastland Mall. Two 20-year-olds accused of stealing purses from shoppers in the food court. Brittany Diener and Morgan Blair now in custody. The victims 66 and 82 years old. The younger victim chased after the alleged thieves into the parking lot and was hit by Diener's car. That's when shopper 33-year-old David Roberts pulled out a gun and fired several rounds into the tires. Roberts has a valid gun permit and told police he feared Diener would drive over the victim. Now, we've learned that woman is doing okay. Eyewitness News' Jordan Vandenberg spoke with her today. And it sounds like a lot of people were there at the time, so this could have ended very differently.
Oh, very much so.
What are police saying about Roberts' use of the concealed weapon?
In this case, as Betty Jones said, Roberts kept her from being run over.
Well, Betty is a tough lady. All right.
Very much so.
Thank you, Jordan. And we want to hear from you. If you were armed and in this situation, would you do the same thing? We posted that question on our Eyewitness News Facebook page. We'll read some of your responses a little later in the newscast. Other news tonight, a hearing scheduled this morning for Caleb Loving postponed until Monday. Loving's the man accused of setting Evansville's Sugar Mill Creek apartments on fire and taking a pipe bomb into the McDonald's on North Green River Road in July. Attorneys for both sides decided to move today's court date to Monday. Now, Loving remains in the Vanderburgh County Jail on $500,000 bond. In Hopkins County now, where 34-year-old Jonathan Duncan's arrested after a 5-week drug investigation in White Plains. The investigation stems from complaints about suspected drug trafficking at his home. When authorities searched the home, they say they found several prescription medications, marijuana, and other drug paraphernalia. Duncan's facing multiple charges, including drug trafficking and possession. Continuing to follow updates with the Rowan County, Kentucky clerk, Kim Davis expected to return to work on Monday. She was released from jail yesterday under the condition she doesn't interfere with the issuing of marriage licenses. However, Davis's lawyer says she won't do anything to violate her conscience. Meantime, her deputy clerks are issuing licenses to same-sex couples and handed out 7 of them during Davis's time locked up. Across the country now, a group of 15 governors write a letter to President Obama expressing their opposition to the Iran nuclear agreement. That group includes Governor Mike Pence. In that letter, the governors write, "People of our states will not be safer as a result of this agreement, much less citizens of countries like Israel, which Iran has threatened to destroy." They also expressed their concern for a reference in the agreement for states to lift state-level sanctions with Iran, which Indiana does have in place. Republican presidential candidates also protesting the president's Iran nuclear deal. Donald Trump and Senator Ted Cruz leading the Tea Party-sponsored Stop Iran rally on Capitol Hill. They were joined by other big-name Republicans, including former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin and Duck Dynasty's Phil Robertson. Enough Senate Democrats have come out in support of the nuclear agreement to block the Republican-backed disapproval measure. This morning, Hillary Clinton said she supports the agreement as part of a broader strategy for Iran, but she stressed that if elected president to protect the U.S., military action would be an option. Congress has until September 17th to hold a vote on the agreement. And prices at the pump expected to be impacted by a deal with Iran. Overnight, they spiked on the Henderson Strip. It's now $2.39 a gallon. This time yesterday, the same stations were selling gas at $1.91, 50-cent difference or so. Prices in Evansville also $2.39, and in Owensboro, it's around $2.15 a gallon. The national average, $2.37. Well, now back to the Lloyd Highway 41 Cloverleaf project. Construction wrapping up. Eyewitness News' Dennis Ting is live at the Cloverleaf with the very latest. Dennis. All right, Dennis, thank you. Evansville teachers and school officials both satisfied with a recently approved deal. School board members approved the collective bargaining agreement between the Evansville Teachers Association and the EVSC. The 2-year deal includes performance-based increases that equal about 2%, a 2% raise for the next 2 years. EVSC Superintendent Dr. David Smith says while other districts give raises as stipends, they found a way to increase the teacher's base salary. Fort Branch Council members expected to vote tonight on a plan to help rebuild the holiday foods market. The town council will vote on a 10-year tax abatement plan. Town Council President Tom Wallace says it includes a phase-in of property taxes. Now, the market burned down last November, forcing residents to drive miles out of town to get groceries. The public hearing was delayed last month to allow for the creation of an economic development commission. Now we'll have more from Fort Branch later on Eyewitness News at 6. Still ahead at 5, with birthdays only coming once a year, are you aware of which businesses give out gifts? You might want to take some notes for the next time your special day rolls around. And we are enjoying a little bit of fall this week. Here's Chief Meteorologist Wayne Hart.